share more about Pinaxtv, the live update. Yede abreno ewo Pinax Studios ewo ahase. Na ene ya update yede bremo ne doso pa anti mesre se obeji akonya no atena se na wati update yede bremo ne nyina. Na as you can see on your screens, our very first update is about a year GOV'T CEO Sammy Gyamfi. Now, what is it about Sammy Gyamfi? Now, Prophet Roger, Prophet Samuel Henry, I tie a friend, Prophet Roger. I'm saying now saying weeks, months ago, yet it's a yeah. I mean, some of them were very scary, and some of them are who say, Bem, Ama Ghana, I mean, we're mourning with some of a year Prophet Roger. So one of them was also a Akwetia elections, a course on Wangasabab until the betuja say a year the NDC candidate in a be winning. Now, or the new one about now new one or the abano, what is it saying? New one or the abano say a year Yenina Sammy Gyamfi, a year CEO of a year GOV'T, now a year communications leader at the NDC party. No, Prophet Roger at the Abetuja said in the next 8 years, we are a market and found towards a Sammy Gyamfi, your best friend in as a year president of a year Ghana, Obejina a year at the Ama a year NDC, Obebabe Winnie Abe flag bearer at the Ama NDC, Obekoso na or the Abe Winnie as president. The Emma the NDC Ghana has say now okay and I'm for some people are I mean pass you comments say hey now we are sure say Sammy Gyamfi let me have a president of Ghana and Yanko tie free a Prophet Roger on one kasa ho abroad tuja say yeah Sammy Gyamfi be president of Ghana
as a very new seat. Maka asembia to Ghana. Opa amon record the video way.
Okay.
One day you best Sammy Gyamfi in. NDC as a president.
Ebeche.
Enche. Obe 8 years ahead.
8 years.
8 years ye di enemy ko ya.
You best swear in.
As a president NDC mo. You try 8 years e kona obe yi ni tinu ano no. Papa obi ani won mo obetimi.
We a conditioner now.
We anya condition obi antimi nsesa nkomhye we.
After 8 years, Sammy Gyamfi
ebe unity
the presidential candidate.
Papa, unity man this year one touch win will be on try. Some more recorded.
We are more humpire.
Debbie, obi anya kwanchere mfa ho. Ombo ne ho ban. Asa, ombo ne ho ban. Eda star da na bra boso. E dey say Roger ehye nkom. Me ma me nyin say me ne kan say de wonyim no no hwe ni yie. Ayo brempon timi so nyina no. Se obi amade na me bufu pa na me papa odin bi o de from osahene osahene ma bu nto yem ma bu mfu na me fada nya kan osahene ne pe na makoma atom yem eti me nyini bedru ba bi na bizan se die nti na from osahene na se bra o ma menyim wo no odifu amankwa ye frɛ no ono na ne ba ne Bishop Blankson.
Okay.
Odifu amankwa ne tete me papa odifu amankwa ahye wo honkom se wo ye nipa kese nti me hwɛ wo yie na wo man ne benya ho mfaso Tito them timi kom holma se da. So man benya mo mfa so. Ma me wuru hwe. Ade bu ama ye hunu de ekọ. O man benya ho mfa so da ben.
Okay.
Asinya abotro sahene. Mfa so no be den. Ebeba.
Sammy de ne de ye unconditional.
Oh, Sammy Gyamfi de obeba. Sammy Gyamfi be president of Ghana. As a very new seat. Maka asembia to Ghana. Opa amon record the video way.
Okay.
One day you best Sammy Gyamfi in. NDC as a president.
Ebeche.
Enche. Obe 8 years ahead.
8 years.
8 years ye di enemy ko ya.
You best swear in.
As a president NDC mo. You try 8 years e kona obe yi ni tinu ano no. Papa obi ani won mo obetimi.
We a conditioner now.
We anya condition obi antimi nsesa nkomhye we.
After 8 years, Sammy Gyamfi
ebe unity
the presidential candidate.
Papa unity man.
Okay, enti Prophet Henry Samuel Prophet Roger and your court saying in Sama or they to about Sammy Gyamfi saying in come say we all their baby it is unconditional no chese ne nkomse bi wo conditional. I mean oye oniema 1 2 bia bia ebetimi abam anase say ye boni ebetimi etwetwam afri ho de ama ba we dey o chere say it is unconditional. I chere say oye den ya Sammy Gyamfi in the next 8 years ye be hu no say ye swear in as the president of the Republic of Ghana. Now, yeah, some for gold mu, yeah, Sammy Gyamfi GOV'T CEO here. Now, yeah, no update in the mamo and sana ya twaso every now. What is happening? Our GOV'T. She say ben on the go akwan mu a yen na nim say say from the president's own mouth, galam say in there. Any mining activities need there. Yen timi putting at a halt all of a sudden. Be taking some time and some measures and sana to me with a year galam say no. Now, what is happening? Minerals and Mining Convention 2025 a course so Ghana ha and Sammy Gyamfi Eko Kasai as the CEO of GOV'T. Now, and Semben and now the two now. So what he's talking about is the fact say Yenya declares mining Ghana had the including a galam say in the whole small scale mining more license for Muyina Yen no point gold mining nankasa de ebekoso aye adwuma edi dwuma edi aboa oman Ghana. Now what is he saying? Or say omakoje a parcel of land bi Kotoka International Airport. But now what are they going to use it for? Omo de beye niema akese miensa GOV'T omo hye ya omo de boa for Ghana to get a lot of revenue from gold mining Ghana ha say. Now the edin kind boss so what he actually said. Now the edin kind of boss was here assay laboratory Kotoka International Airport so ISO certified. I mean ISO certified. I mean standardized, internationally recognized assay laboratory. Now assay laboratory, what do they do? And I say no year. Assay Nankasa is a process it determine the quantity and the quality of gold. I want me and say gold. I mean if it is a bar and I say whichever way I am molding gold, it is a process. The assay process determines the amount of gold and the quality of gold in that particular bar of gold. And I say gold no. And that is one of the things yes, Sammy Gyamfi they are to say GOV'T is trying to build Kotoka International Airport. And no man for baby sir. Some of all these things now hope I said the next the former government economy be it looks as if say this current GOV'T CEO is really working. The next one or the two dance so no ya be koni akwakoje video no anka 17 yema me saying ba ko na medi nka boso assay laboratory eno ho a ye besi Kotoka International Airport aka yema me enu nti yenko na yenko tie emfiri Sammy Gyamfi ankasa ho abra na ode two dwano.
The GOV'T will continue to drive innovation, and in this regard, ladies and gentlemen, we have secured a parcel of land at the cargo village at the Kotoka International Airport to build an ultramodern ISO certified assay laboratory with the aim of changing Ghana's assay regime from SRF and water density to the golden standard of assay, fire assay, for all gold, both small scale and large scale, produced in or exported from Ghana. I am happy to inform you that on that same parcel of land secured by the GOV'T, we will be building a wholly state-owned and international standard gold refinery to further advance the local refining of gold, transitioning Ghana from the export of dowry to bullion. Plans are also underway, ladies and gentlemen, to develop strategic partnerships to establish a gold village in the nature of the gold souk of Dubai in Ghana, envisaged as a continental hub for gold jewelry and ornament production. But, brothers and sisters, this dream will elude us without a critical partnership of financial institutions for value-adding investments, particularly in the area of refining, minting, and the fabrication of minerals into jewelry, coins, tablets, and other forms of castings and store of value. I wish to remind all of us in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, that by 2030, Africa will be home to over 370 million young people aged 15 to 35. Unemployment rates are alarming, not because our youth lack talent and the desire to work, but because our systems lack vision. We cannot solve today's crisis with yesterday's tools. The minerals and mining sector must do more than the traditional extraction we are accustomed to. We must shift from raw exports to incontinent beneficiation, move from rent-seeking middlemen to decentralized tech-enabled trade models, and change from youth as laborers to youth as innovators, financiers, and owners. This is not a plea for aid. It's a declaration. Africa is ready to transform. So today, I challenge every government official, financier, corporation, and individual in this room. Let African minerals build African futures. Let our natural reserves fuel innovation, not corruption.
Okay, Abusianti, GOV'T CEOs, Sammy Gyamfi na yekote in cancer, or they to yanim with a plans are GOV'T war edema Ghana, mining with our gold production and any export, and Husika Yenina, Shaya, Yadi Begua Kwemuna Yako Kuti, and then next, the next update are your war at the Mamo, a foreign affairs minister. Said this week, yeah, it's not Hakacha say, deportees are the free a US at the Omo Abano. We should still expect more. Now, say, Manuel Sikra, na foreign affairs minister, the Ababa Tuyanim, say, main can say, deportees are the free a United States of America, a ballon. They say Ghana is to receive 40 more deportees from US. Samuel Okujeto, a black foreign affairs minister, reveals. And in Sama or they abetu now telling us in the next coming days, Ghana is to receive 40 more deportees at the free United States of America. Now known as Sembebre Akoba about a former NDC government a chairman or get more two for a free the United States for more Ghana has so many matters arising in this particular issue. Foreign Affairs Minister on Bernard Able Asia were on an interview, and of so many questions about Gitmo 2 almost summer. Even as at that time, when they buy the court to Ekojina be said, say then, and this uncle for it me Ghana ha Abra Parliament. Now, the same thing is happening currently. The deportees every United States of America ever. Yes, he was asked, say, such an international agreement, and go through Parliament. Who said, what is really in this agreement? Emma Ghana, deportees omu every obi manso abana empose Ghana hey. How do we call them? Are they immigrants? And I said, what are they? Ghana because enke ko parliamentar enke hone betimi ache amaya concluding on omoba any omo treatment. What are they going to be subjected to? The kind of treatment are ye be mo Ghana ha any are they say some of them are not, I mean omoba ankasa they were even kept in an open space. They sleep in tents. And yeah, the Indian Korean free someone who could foreign affairs minister and then somebody to about a deportees of free United States of America. Back Ghana has it.
But really? as the discussions continue, yeah, if it is elevated to an agreement,
the Guantanamo 3, some people took the matter to court, and I think the Supreme Court held that whatever name you give it, when two countries come up with an arrangement, that places obligations on both of them. whether you call it a treaty, a contract, it requires ratification. It was a majority decision. Only one person dissented. So I'm a bit surprised you're saying because an MOU, it means that it oughtn't have gone to Parliament. The judgment was very clear on the Guantanamo 3, that Article 75 was violated, which says international agreements must go through Parliament. And you are a 4th-term MP, so at least you could have gone to Parliament. And you have a massive majority. So what's the problem?
No, I agree with you. And that is why I said at the press conference I held a couple of days ago that when this is elevated beyond an MOU and it's a full agreement, we will go to Parliament under Article 75 and have it ratified. At this point, it is just a loose understanding.
The agreement is enforced. But how can you enforce? How can you enforce something you call a loose agreement? That is already enforced. You've got 14. You're bringing 40.
Look, I've inherited so many MOUs that didn't go to Parliament for ratification, and it's.
But because of the precedent of the Gitmo 3, I felt like this was, and I think you know this. So is it an oversight? Are you going to apologize for it, or you don't think you made a mistake?
No, it's not an oversight because we sought the Attorney General's advice. It was discussed in cabinet, and the Attorney General's advice and his counterpart, the Attorney General on the U.S. side, also said that look, this is an MOU. And MOUs do not require ratification. That is why
the Attorney General is wrong because the judgment is clear. I can read it.
Oh, you know better law than the Attorney General?
At least the law is there for all of us to read. Unless the English reading of what the Supreme Court said is different.
You see MOUs in that judgment.
The language of Article 75 is perfectly clear. The article forms part of the set of provisions governing the role of the executive arm of government in Ghana's international relations. I'm reading the judgment. Yeah. The scope of the article deals with treaties in general. The side notes and the body of the text makes reference to treaties, agreements, and conventions. It is also clear that the instruments referred to relate to Ghana's international relations with other countries or groups of countries, and the article requires that such instruments must be ratified by Parliament. The Constitution makes no mention of any formal distinctions that are dependent on the formality with which such an instrument is formatted or brought into being. Then it goes on to even list MOUs, etc. This is the judgment. This is a Sophia Kufu. I'm not the one saying it. So I don't know whether you're saying because the AG says, in fact, if the argument of the defendant in the state, the government, were to be taken seriously, that the transaction being by way of note verbal, executive agreement, memorandum of understanding, diplomatic note, or what have you, is merely an administrative one, then the question arises as to the exact status of the said persons now that they are in Ghana. Are they migrants? It's a long argument. It basically says, once two countries agree on something of that nature, Parliament must ratify. It's very clear.
We are working with the Attorney General's advice, and the Attorney General's advice is that when this is elevated to an agreement, it can be ratified. At this point, there's no need for ratification. So that.
Okay, and Samuel Okuja to Ablakwa Foreign Affairs Minister, and now questions now because just as Bernard was saying, sir, yes, indeed, Article 75 of the 1992 Constitution is stating clear. So no matter the kind of agreement, only a different country, an international agreement, it should still go through the Parliament for ratification. And sana it's me astate juma. Then when kwade and go through the Parliament. And sana it's me juma. See first batch about 14 about as we are still expecting 40 more to join 14 now or more heading kind aban. And then now so many questions are being raised. I mean, Senkeko Parliament, you still have the majority. And is it that Omu minority and saying that is the question people are asking. Say, oh yeah, the choir they are winning tea where Mumi Njai and to her and that young fanko. And the Foreign Affairs Minister not also trying to categorize some of the agreements. Say, wait, this is an agreement, there is a memo, there is a diplomatic note, and the Constitution states say all these things must go through the Parliament. But as of now, we don't know why all these things didn't go through the Parliament. As of now, we just heard it from the President, giving us an update. Say, 14 West Africans, deport you free. US no, Ghana. Now, yes, 40 more. And also, Ababe Kaho. ATM, Echo Yanimuno, Dodwa, Yebetimi. asaji omo ewo Ghana ha say. So that is the update. Yede Emma mo say 40 more deportees are coming from a year United States of America. Abeka 14 na ewo ho dada no omo nyina ye West Africans. And yes, going forward no ye better honsem if the minority are coming will come out and question why they didn't see the details of whether it is an agreement or a memo or a diplomatic note, whatever it is. No, then to say yensa eko kan these deportees here or more ebaye. Now, next on our update, ayede mamo ewo yensam no esono. Yeloko galamsey mu enso ekakra. Galamsey ensem no so de. I mean, aboso pa yentimi. I mean, yentimi entwa so. Just like that, because a lot is going on. From the presidency to regional, regional ministers to even down to the MCs. Juma trying to do their best. Say or more kebe the menace, which is Galamsey. Now, what is going on? Oko Eastern Regional, Chebi MCE, and Akins Jr. What is he doing now? Also setting up the task force. Or more try to go out there to some of these Galamsey sites to go and try and put some measures in place and halt Galamsey and some now there is another one on the other side from the MDP side. They are also throwing in Ensemble Now what is going on? MPP chairman or Washington DC Janice Asari Bediako and also the Ensemble on even lady aging common and seven and or the Atuja and some all Kadia Emuye Dupa and Yabeko. Now what is he saying? Janice Asari Bediako, what exactly is he saying? I want to come on to show on here, Vim lady, Ethiopokia Edi, and it's Yabesa Basis here.
Like I'm saying about Ghana. PNDC through NDC like I'm saying about Ghana. And I'll tell you why. Just have to make up.
Just a President Rollins, I break to time. I know.
Yes. And I'm not going to say about it. Because that's something that Ghanaians need to know the truth. What I say. Because if you don't know the truth, you cannot really solve the problem. So, Ubekaya, right? 2004. Ubekaya, the most of history. NDC has some minor readjustments. I'm not part of the company. Right, I'm talking about more assets. Okay, it led to some really some people who don't see your Medjuma. That was the first time. And in 2014, right, that's the biggest one. 2014, so we had the same thing. I think that was 2014.
I think that was 25% of your shares near Ton. Your
shares, and this is I'm coming to the point. The time you see your Medjuma, we had almost about 5,000 people lay off during that time. Okay. About 5,000 people lost their job. Most of these people they were not very high level of you. Most of the junior year, people underground. People this some of this small scale America saying they all lost their job. Like I said, when we did that redeployment, NDC sold their shares. Another statistic. So okay, 2014 now, right? 2014, the same year now, right? Our amount of trees that we lost. In terms of about kilo hectares, right, in 2014, was almost about 108,000 hectares. I didn't think America, sir. Because that is the only skill they knew, right? They all find themselves in the areas of the country where they could still make ends because of exactly. That was when Galamsey started because they had to find a livelihood. And if you look at the one we
said, Janice Asari Bediako na yete nka. NPP chairman our Washington DC. Now what is he saying? Yengina yekutie, but the all cano yengina yejitum say etwasumu ana. Because if truly indeed say PNDC NDC time and a Galamsey shasi you are trying to task the current NDC government. say omo and try no mon kebia. We all know say I mean abayaba abako from 2008 I be see the same rate. I mean about the abako it's started from 1992 grandpa about be see and currently 2025 so many years back. What is happening? NPP aba NDC aba is it that they are trying to still come out and tell us say and you are de buy no. You see, these are some of the things that not, I mean, they be I can also say we need not to politicize a galamsey asset because I mean, most of the people are not more to talk galamsey pit. You can't tell who is an NDC person and as an NPP person until you don't come out and politicize some of these issues. This is a very big issue. We Ghana for about 10 nobody is mining again until some proper regulations ebeba na ye dia to akwamuna yetimi stopping the crack free hono enti this thing that Janice Asaribedi akon no sometimes utie nsem ni bia na ehwehwe waso kakra because NPP aba we know some of the efforts omo try say omo de be kebi galamsey enti mi agina na the reason asma assembly as I bet say bebrebe I said the fact that I mean when NDC2 was coming, almost shayebo say omoba they will also try and then curb this galamsey menace. But still na yeguso and she said yeah dodo na abegu akwemu yehu say President Abuboso bebre di achen. And we are still on it. You follow story we angasa on galamsey issues. No, now we have another video of a Chebi MC on also dear or tries or back Kebi galamsey on cause on also name persuasion. What is really happening or call galamsey site and some bang in Yama Bay and ACC or Yanko has our video. The best Abbas is here.
Please, my brother, is it for you? Is there a place for you? Is there a place for you? I'm asking you a question. Is it for you? Answer me.
Move it. Move it.
You go round. How you will be now? You should just say yes or no so that we know what to do. Because that what you are doing amounts to obstruction. I don't like it. Please, I don't like it. If the place is for you, owner, be a man enough and own up and so a higher media. Then what we want to do, we do it. Don't come here and be ordering people around. Don't come and be ordering people around. Shall I carry on?
I did too many years.
Bro.
Now, Droba no crowd, I'm sure commander. No, the Nedi Kaya Kufi and I'm a commander. We need to be honest with ourselves. Me, I'm not against, and the government is not against mining. But for irresponsible mining, we cannot sit aloof and let it happen. We have pressure from us from all other security agencies. You get it? So we need to ensure that we do the right thing. We follow the right procedure to do our mining, and that is all. And that is all. No one will come and be chasing you and all that. But if you want to do, look, I speak to you now, 3 weeks, no water in Chebi and it's virus. Why? Because somebody have blocked brim. If you even have... We've gone there. They ran away. So we are on it. We'll get them. Today, our press conference, we are going to people's homes to arrest them.
But even this one, is it also not part of the Grim River?
No, this is not part. This doesn't form part of the...
So it's a different river altogether.
It's a different river.
What's the name of this one? So is it only Grim that?
These are the people. So far as the river, whether we know the name or not, we need to do what we are supposed to do.
No, this is simple because you are doing illegal thing. You don't even have any authority to do this. So I don't know why you should even got the guts to come and the question is security officers. What kind of lie? Is it because you are tall? Or nobody is minding you? We hate some of these things. If you are a man, create it. Create your own river and dig it. Nobody will mind you. You can't come here and can't be ordering people out because you are tall. What nonsense is this? Don't let me just cry, bring my thing here.
Everybody should stand down.
No.
Okay, it's honorable and I cutting with the Yenins. One which was honorable with the matches. Inti yemubenya bia omo ebesese inti yes government appointees, most of them mining areas, they are trying their best say omo ebekebe the Galamsey menace. The next update yenina yenim the ato Ghana and Africa because African star were to the call a crap. Na ensem bebre ebobo eba edi free ho among focus there are a lot of people talking about papa legacy, how e beto so ebi mo so kasa the fact that how the both NDP NDC omambo papa no a lot of conversations and na so edify nyina na Safo Kantanka ni wo we free mu ya now, what is happening? The latest update I want is from Ajagwaja, Bishop Kwabena Esiama. And yes, Ajagwaja Ababe Kasana. What is he saying? I say the family of Safo Kantanka omu enhweye. Edi ehun omu hweye. Na edi ina se omu ahweye a ebetimi esi. Because Papa ni wo ye no. Yes, some videos about how people are commiserating with the family. Ebi mo akofie, ene o makosh akobom, esu, jam papa, kama. The papa legacy. This is one of the men. Omutimi extra. The real meaning of Christianity. Sorry said no. Emma members enya benefit. What is Ajagwaja saying about the family? Safo Kantanka na busu an waje echi. The day na all kan family. Yengotie Bishop. Emra sisi na area e beto aso
ayo abati sisi apostle kojo Safo ba we to oda mantina esu na koye mienu ofie ho to di si minua ba dwo Safo a eni papa ne ma no sanete odi si omuso obi biara wo ye apostle konya obi a ye de ne to no dabi Obi biara wo ye apostle kwa Joseph. I am speaking spiritually. Spiritually. Underline the word spiritually. Underline enyeni babema enyeni baba
ne babema specifically ne babema padama.
I am not a prophet of doom.
Debi,
it is just an advice.
Sanity e wo hu na de wo kan de wo hu
me tibin save abusua no
Debi ose man ho
so fu here no organ no betima save. The only way am betima save mo say nuan for mo be ka bom no maye meeting ma solve issue bi nyesa papa no be ba be fa ne baba ma de nako
e ra se so fu sunsun ni ba bi no ho betima solve say abusua problem we. The only way betina solve ni say anuafo ni nyina betena se akabo ma ye meeting na ma solve problem e wo ho
na ba bia mo de papa na ko hye no mo chi kro no ba bia wo hye no mo man panyinfo no nuafo panyinfo no hwe papa no funu ni mrase na mo kasa nkire papa no ka mo ne down mo twi ni funu no pe bo so wa muna Mini hobi ba me chirawo.
Chirawo de wo ho. Abusiafo.
Obo se furu na muna.
Adama wo muna se kusu waga. Waga.
Mo ba gide me kanadi.
You are say the only solution on am.
Mo pa ansa na mo be sa de no. Mo ma nipa ba ko nko ho. Na mo nko twe papa ne funu na mo nhwe nanim.
Mo nhwe nanim Adama.
Okay, enti Bishop Kwabena Esiama Ajagraja ena ye kote ne kano na ne sama won kano de on say or emphasize say this is spiritual and ye honamu asem e kina kuma ko page na ko gina baabi say we are free na obe kan na ye den na say enti ne sama won kano de very clear very clear enti abusuamate some obetu ho anamo a muntu ho anamo na said the all can nsem me kra ye me hu kakra enti ye bishop Kwabena Esiama ena ode nsem aba abetu dwa no. Now who is also talking when so ena ye Safo Kantanka ni we ono so kasa efa ho ye nyina yenim ye MPP flag bearer hopeful yenko he video no ye beba sisi.
What do you think of that chap talking about people building stuff? Apostle Kojo Safo, for example.
I haven't seen him personally, but I admire him. Just last week, I saw his car in Kumasi.
His
and I
car,
said,
really?
Yeah, and I said, Jesus Christ, MPP, we don't know what we
You
do.
saw it yourself.
I saw it myself.
And it looks
Kumasi,
like a real car.
A real car. The only thing I saw different is the panel, the finishing. But if we encourage a man like that, my brother, you just slap high tariffs on imported vehicles, encourage this man. If I were President Kufuor, all the venture capital fund, I'll give it to this man.
Why?
Yeah, because look, if a man has been able to come out with a vehicle like that,
but nobody takes him seriously.
Yeah, so we should all be guilty of ourselves. That's what I'm saying. That
why don't you take him? Why do you think we don't take him seriously? I've been wondering, why do you think we don't take these guys seriously? Because maybe it's really nothing.
No, you see, I have earlier mentioned to you that we as citizens or Ghanaians don't even have confidence in ourselves.
So
the mere fact that David is doing this is inferior. In case schools, he's branded inferior, and nobody wants.
So you think he suffers from? That's why they don't take it.
Yes, of course. So it boils down to confidence, self-confidence.
1948 to 2025, Nana Kojo Safo Kantanka. Yame emfane currency. Na way, former aso, men can say former aso, se current aso so dia, Kennedy Japan, and Nana ordinance tuja about. As at that time, President Kufuor's time, Nana Safo Kantanka started ya no all ye ne cast no, and Nana ordaining how our officially sent a government in this sort of one. Now let's read what we have on our screens. This is very current. How Kennedy on Japan a feeling about the death of Nana Safo Kantanka. Now what this is saying, I was deeply saddened to learn of the passing of Apostle Kojo Safo Kantanka, a true titan of Ghanaian innovation and a visionary leader. He was one of the greatest industrial pioneers this nation has ever known. And I say, Obonemrane. The Jumedian legacy or the Ato Akwemu Awajaho Econo is one of the greatest Ghanaian ever had, industrial pioneers Ghana ever had. I have always believed profoundly in his work and have hoped our nation could provide the strategic support necessary to propel his inventions onto the global stage. While we may regret past opportunities, the monumental legacy he leaves behind will forever serve as our inspiration. Yes, it will serve as our inspiration that there was once a man who lived in Ghana. He was an industrial pioneer. Everything about him was industry. Apostle Safo's life proved a powerful truth that the Ghanaian is capable of achieving anything. He shattered any lingering doubts about our ability to innovate, build and create a self-reliant nation. Apostle Safo, Nejuma, Ninsani Juma na oye no na ekyere say yes. So we bibini de bia na say we sika no bibini so betimi ejina se kontonkre na ono atimi aye n'adwuma ne nsano adwuma e de aboa ne man a otim ama etumpon. And that was one of the ideologies here. Now not Safo Kantanka na owo edema Ghana mine ebibi mine. His legacy is a solemn promise that with determination and belief in ourselves we can and will chart our own path to prosperity. May his revolutionary spirit continue to guide us. Rest in eternal peace. In Genesis, Naana or the two Ghana say yes, one manner. And combining yes, I will be so the aso na sene ama ne niema o ye na ko global and ka yebetimi aboa no was akwan so be boa Ghana mine any abibiman nyina in general. But it is not a lost any opportunity atwam and I say akwanya atwam still na akwanya no wo ho say yebetimi aboa atoa apostle Safo ne legacy so enti that was a year Kennedy Ohene Japan. And also ne nsem kakra or they to dra about a year Nana Safo Kantanka may his soul rest in perfect peace. Wejai hoko no nsem kakra or the to dra no. Next on our update, we are giving you the updates back to back. So next on our update, you call a KNUST, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and TFM. Tech Junction near Kurema, the Akura campus. Now, what is going on? As we can see on our screens, these gentlemen, they say, I was a call workshopper, said a UPSA 4 year. I mean, it's a professional studies. Into when you enter, OBBI professional. Now we can see, say yes, KNUST or more engineering departments, no more yet another invention on the electric cars. They abba I mean this is what they've done school more and it is one thing I was a bomb abba so pa say can Nana Safo Kantanka assemble ko be kind say now the man can go and rest in peace because the legacy no KNUST for my pick or more the legacy so the amount until we on your screens are car and da hono car no matuni din nyansapo no any car KNUST for Ediaba a fully electric car no yen na ye hu se car no mo hwie car no move and say ba ko ni bia omo ye emre bia ye hu ba bia kokosi ye no we ni de omo hwie omo ede akọ on tester o hu se car no move o betimi de asi kwan so a checking road worthiness ni ahwe so o betimi aye bebre nketinkiti say ya de amaye ya na nka ye so yetimi de edi djuma nti yenko na yenko he video no of the car KNUST for ya electric fully electric and anti kama no yenko he video ne beza ba. KNUST omo car fully electric omo ye na ye compare say car na start etimi movie eko ba kama e de emaye. Now what is currently going on? What are people saying about this car? And no na e che amafo dodo na ani age say I mean KNUST they've been able to bring such a car into being who say nante adwuma kama said medika car no a lot of people are happy say oh empo Nana Safo Kantanka wetimi agya na chi kama e dey ama KNUST for omo adwuma no bebre e dey ama na let's look at the revolution of some of these cars aba dwaman so awan for dodo na to ye betimi ehu say currently ni there most cars we be hu car who say yes this particular car electric abadwaman so yes Ghana has a who say amount for dodo na use be. One of them is also buses, electric buses are Ghana has a using a smart ride. You use a Ghana has a I've seen those cars plow the Medina Accra route. Ubetimi after be or now experience that kind of a rider. What a bus ni ma won't de bebre. I mean they crazy and out these cars are very silent cost effective fuel asem no emission of smoke bia na ya ba beje ho emission tax ni ade bia we fully electric bibia wo mu bia electric ye di juma wo Ghana ha say enti bebo KNUST for aba so bebre I mean mo ye juma so kese pa de aboa oman Ghana sele me di kan we enye first one ni bi omo ye ya na ehun sem bebre but we dey nyina say dey hear video ni ehun say it is moving and we and the bebo KNUST engineering department no abaso said the real address gina car no ho a me di kan no say enye say ye beba workshop now you ho basa now we have electricians and as mechanics who run workshop now sa ko run officer you could see say this person is well organized already be atoto akwan mu kama or ejuma ewo ho and yes this is coming from KNUST with their latest innovation omode cars aba ejuma so and this is Pinax updates be do na de bremo eneno this is the fifth one ayede amamo enne de due obetime do comment aba comment section if you are with us obetime do comment aba story awanya wantimi antimu yie pa no obetime do comment aba your questions your contributions you betime kind live de amamo sesi so updates from Sammy Gyamfi and swear in I ever swear in as president the buyer be do foreign affairs minister on also so ne dia odi abetu ya say 40 deportees also everybody be drew Ghana 8 bi aye hwe animu next update and so ekoye about galamsey ho ensem bebre na one bonus update and person me de emma yahwefo enne ehwe is also about some of the measures makes me aka say dey atudwa about galamsey fight no before amekono made the measures and how people are talking about it with the fact that they are calling for a state of emergency on galamsey. So that is our update now. So many other updates stick and stay with us tonight in China updates na akano embrel and say a protest be a cause or Silverbed Cinema and also another serious one Israel ne Palestinian Gaza or more genocide so any attacks are echo almost so now this is very shocking because in China warning the free Israel ne ambassador to Ghana obema a very Ghana say warning kese or they Ghana. So that will be our next updates if we KNUST or more nyansapo car or more fully electric or more abba. Okay, I was here for KNUST in now the next update I did mamo. Ghana is taking a year the main kind of say the fight with Israel to the next level. The very first part of it, and a foreign affairs ministry on Monday released Bible and say they are condemning a year the genocide that Koso war kind of say Gaza, Palestinian, Israel for genocide that Koso. Palestinian, bombings are Koso, attacks are Komosono. Omo Babontin, and some baby ebetu. Say, I mean, we are not happy because it violates international human rights and laws governing international laws. No, I mean, Israel for a busu with the fact that Omaka bombe Palestinian Gaza. Now, when the Israeli ambassador to Ghana, and so everyone in Kessie, every Ghana, for say, I mean, because it is better you keep quiet than you come out and try to take sides. Because message nearby now, in as much as they are condemning the act of Israel, people still feel say Ghana is taking sides. I mean, so the you are condemning. It looks as if say. One way or the other, you are in support of Palestinian for no. And yes, this is what happened. Stop the Israeli Film Festival. And now Israel for Israeli Film Festival. It was Silverbird cinema. That was on 16th in Accra here, 16th to 20th of September 2025. Now, Ghana for be demonstration kese pa and a share or more on your screens. One of the guys t-shirt was say free Palestine. That was the demonstration or more Asia Israel for any the other people or more call Israeli Film Festival. One of them was stop genocide. Some of these people are Ghanaians. Trying to, I mean, voice out their displeasure as against what is really going on. And see, this is the demonstration that was hit by the Israel committee, and as a community, Ghana has they were supposed to go to the Silverbird Cinema to grace the occasion for Israeli Film Festival. And now let's look at this post by Ghana Chronicles. Yesterday, some Ghanaians staged the protest at the Silverbird Cinema against Israel's genocide in Gaza during the premiere of a so-called festival movie organized by the Israeli Embassy of Ghana. Yes, this is what happens. So we have some screenshots. Screen this one. Stop the genocide, stop killing children, free Palestine. This is the kind of demonstration or protest. Mechanism protester. Some Ghanaians, Israeli community, Ghana, including the Israeli ambassador and the Israeli embassy as a whole. This is happening right after Ghana received a warning from the Israeli ambassador to Ghana. Now, wait, and a foreign affairs minister, and so and some Bebre Abetuja with what is currently going on with a reply to the Israeli ambassador in some of the Betuja trying to warn Ghana against some international and some say so Ghana should stay put. You can as well be neutral rather than say you try to condemn one and then try to appraise or take sides with the other one. Now, foreign affairs minister also then send Bebre Abetuja about these issues between Ghana and Israel. Now, foreign affairs minister Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa and some of the two.
That should tell you that we are doing something right.
So we are friends of all, enemies of none.
Enemies of
but
none.
Is it always a good thing? For example, you said we are friends with both Israel and Qatar. I think the UN this week has said that Israel has committed genocide against Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. This is the UN Independent International Commission of Inquiry on the occupied Palestinian territory. I'm quoting their report, which was released September 16.
Yes.
Clearly, the body that brings the world together has a position. should Ghana say, because we are friends to both, we shouldn't take a definite stance on a critical issue like this?
So as I've been telling the diplomats when I meet them, that our culture is that even though we are good friends with you, a good friend is the one who is able to look you in the face and say, look, this time you didn't get it right. This path you have pursued is a wrong course. So we have great ties with the Israelis, with the Palestinians. They've all established fiscal, diplomatic presence here. We haven't declared any of them persona non grata. We've not cut ties with any of them. But we are able to point out, we agree that what is going on in the Gaza Strip is genocide. We haven't minced words at all. I've had the opportunity to engage my counterpart, the foreign minister in Israel, the ambassador here, and we've made clear our point. At the same time, we have also solidarized with the Palestinians. I mean, for the first time, we were able to make an impressive donation to them. We are probably the only African country that has been able to send aid to Palestine, made in Ghana, chocolates, cocoa products. And we thought that we should solidarize and establish the fact that we are not going to sit by and watch these atrocities go on and not be able to bring our humanity, to bear. So yes, the way we have gone about it, and even if you look at our votes, we currently serve on the UN Human Rights Council. We have consistently, you heard the Israeli ambassador recently say that we've been voting against them and we should change course. Of course, what he did was meddling in our internal decision-making processes, and I had to invite him and certainly express our disquiet about what he said. And I mean, he's since, desisted from that kind of conduct. But you see our voting pattern, and it's clear that we are aligned with the UN, we are aligned with the larger part of the international community. If you look at the recent vote on the Palestinian question, 142 countries voted for the resolution against what is going on in Palestine. And Ghana was there. We're on the right side of history. We didn't join those 10 countries who voted against and the 12 who abstained. We should tell you that even though we are conscious to be good friends of all, but it is...
On certain matters, you take principled positions.
We take principled positions on those matters, and we don't allow the friendship and the good relations to mar, because it's about international law, it's about the respect for the UN Charter, it's about sovereignty, and
so
it's about
that point is
UN
clear.
resolutions.
So our voting pattern for Israel, but in relation, on the Israel matter, in relation to the UN General Assembly next week, I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself, will the president make a statement on what's happening in Gaza?
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you follow the president's speeches at the United Nations, he's been very consistent. He will remind the world that we must recommit to the two-state solution. He disagrees with Netanyahu, who says that there can be only one state and that they have to clear the Gaza Strip. That is not a position consistent with the UN Charter. So the president will make clear that Ghana remains committed to the two-state solution. Of course, you will expect him to also speak on the Cuban blockade. He has been very, very consistent on that. There's been no UN speech, if you go through all his UN speeches, where he doesn't condemn the sanctions, the US sanctions on Cuba. Even though we have great relations with the Americans. Recently, you know that we have an understanding with them to accept West African nationals who have been pouring into our country. At the same time, we are maintaining great ties with Cuba. We're receiving a lot of Cuban medical doctors, the Cuban Medical Brigade. So we are a country that ought to be studied. How we are able to navigate
since you brought the, I take that.
Really
since you brought the US
relations.
Prisoner issue, I listened to the president when he met us on the 10th, a week ago today, and he did admit that our relationship with the US, even though it was okay, was not necessarily at the best of places because of Mr. Trump's policies, his tariffs. So it's a bit baffling for us to, in a sense, do the US this favor of receiving 14 deportees who are not even Ghanaians into our country. I mean, Mr. Trump hosted 5 African presidents in the second term. Mr. Mahama wasn't one of them. So I'm not sure Ghana and US are as cozy as they probably were when Mr. Obama was president and Mahama was here. So why did we agree to this?
So let's be clear. We didn't agree to this because we agree with President Trump's immigration policies. We are not doing the US a favor. We are doing our fellow Africans a favor. We are offering them refuge. We are offering them succor. We are offering them hope. We want them to come back home and be comfortable. We solidarize with them when we see those images, the arrests, the violation of their rights, being detained against their will, and it's as though nobody wants to take them. So it was purely on humanitarian basis, and we have made clear that we did not accept any financial benefit whatsoever. We are doing this because we want to continue to position Ghana as that country which has always been the Mecca for Africans, for freedom fighters. We will avail ourselves to help fellow Africans in distress.
So pardon my ignorance.
So it is not about
Fair
a
enough,
favor.
pardon my ignorance. If you have 14
Trump.
Africans, 1 Nigerian, 13 Nigerians, 1 Gambian, why wouldn't their governments take them? Why do we have to take them?
Yes, so you do know that the Americans have been approaching governments they consider friendly. That's what, at least when they engaged me, and I've been to the State Department on numerous occasions for these talks, and they have indicated that they are approaching countries they consider friendly countries,
despite the
allies.
The tariffs.
You know, the tariffs.
The
were
10%.
The tariffs were general, really.
Okay.
He slapped it on all countries, so they have said that don't use that to judge our relations. Everybody, you know, received.
The MCC too.
Received.
We are not getting.
Trump's. Yes, and really for the MCC, it was our own doing.
AGOA is also off.
The PDS and all of that. Yes,
but AGOA, we are still a friendly country.
We are clearly a friendly country because they approached us. And I think that if you look at the region, in terms of what we are doing with the Americans, the strategic cooperation we have, even with intelligence sharing, with security, we have a lot going on in health. Even despite the withdrawal of the U.S. AID support, there's still a lot of cooperation in the health sector. You take the energy sector, communication sector. So there's a wide spectrum of cooperation that the two countries enjoy. And it is within that spirit. Remember that we are the 5th African country after Rwanda, Uganda, Eswatini, and another country. We are the 5th country and the only country country in West Africa. The only country so far approached in West Africa by the Americans. And we thought that, look, West Africans already under the ECOWAS protocol can visit any country visa-free, stay for 90 days. So on principle, on humanitarian grounds, Pan-African solidarity, let us accept our fellow West Africans. And let's make the point that Ghana is your home. We are not going to allow you to
accept them to keep them here or accept them to send them back to their countries.
So the choice is theirs, really, for 90 days if they want.
Okay, NT, Foreign Affairs Minister, and now the Ninsem Ebetuja. Now, before we go on our screens, we are able to me who say one of my very good friend, Nemame Akabebia, next week Saturday, and Ayeja, Mame Kwan, Madam Hannah Kutia, Dodona Tafred, Mame Ekia, Nancy Ekia Obolo, Donkek, Kumase, Donkek station, where. She's very popular because not on Idiane or why Mekai say you SHS even after school in a Koholoma. My meeting in my Idiane, free. Ya Kasaya Danfo, Francis Chuma Winema and I will win. 27th September, and ye de Yamame Betum, a war a year, unknown Napado, Angaga Junction, Menkanas Angaga Kumasi. Honum na yede mami ebetumpem na the burial service na so bekoso ewo honoma anona pado anwaga kumase interment na yede ye mu no beko Amamabo Central Region 27th September na 2025 na yakope mami ye mami kwabre na funeral rites no so be start 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and so kumase anwaga honoma na sesom no so bekoso Mespa Assemblies of God so 28th September. Final funeral rites 28th September 2025. was Sisechi Funeral Grounds near Footbridge, and also 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. NT. Yabashe mo moko amas asokore ni nyina Hafiz mo nyina momra na yenkuja Francis Chumawu aka Fadjo na onkata ne mame echi kra. Until next week 27th of September memneda yenyina yebeko Kumase na yakwakuja yadamfo na wakata yenyina ya mame Madam Hana Kutia echi kra. Enti aha Pinaxtv update aha na yedemu nyina ebisi yedamase